Welcome, welcome. It's my dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today I thought I would bring you the first little bitty part of what we did for our Texas Space Navy ORGOP last night. And I know there's a lot of groups out there doing something similar, and there's going to be some haters, and that's understandable too. But a lot of people are trying to get that prestigious Vanduul Helmet. And also the Hill Horror Helmet or whatever. So the two ways you get those helmets in game, as we've talked about in previous videos, one is to visit Big Benny Hinge out near Grim Hex in the asteroid field around Yella, which I have a video up of that you guys can check out. And the other is to get 50 unique player kills with a Gladius or Gladius variant, or a Vanduul Glaive, a Asperia Vanduul Glaive. So if you get your 50 unique kills, you will get the Vanduul Helmet. Obviously, a lot of these helmets haven't shown up in people's inventories yet, just because there's a lot of stuff that are being distributed into player inventories at the moment. So they said there would be some sort of delay. They do distribute these specially in-game earned helmet rewards. I think they said Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you have already gotten it, then maybe you will get those rewarded to you on Monday. We'll have to wait and see how long it really takes. But as you can see, we took a bunch of ships out to Big Benny Hinge so that everybody could at least qualify for that first helmet. This was probably the easiest part to do. The next stage was to try to get 50 kills in Gladius. And that is a little bit harder to do, obviously. It's very hard to do if you're not kind of gaming the system, which a lot of people are. And I'm not going to say one thing or another about it, because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And, CIG doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. And I'm sure they thought about it before, and so they haven't banned the practice. So let's take a look at one of the ways people are doing this. And let me tell you right off the bat, there are certain discords out there set up to help you get your 50 kills. And I do apologize if the game seems a little laggy. For some reason, I was experiencing some lag during this whole filming process. It cleared up later, so I'm not sure exactly what was going on. Something was definitely taxing the system there. But as you can see, we're going to line everybody up in a Conga Line of Death. That's right, a Conga Line of Death. I like to kid everybody that, I've got my org mates so in tune with what we're trying to do, they will walk themselves into a ray of death for me. And that's not exactly accurate, but in this case it was, because everybody wants to get a chance to get that helmet, and the best way to do it is to line up. Now, I will tell you, we did learn the hard way, I should say. You don't want to be in a long line like this. If you are in a long line like this, you definitely want to tell the guy pulling the trigger to just kill a few people right off the bat. Let those people respawn in their cutty reds, and then kill the next few. Now, later on, we decided to do this in groups of 5. So we would put 5 people out in front, lined up, and everybody else would stand off to the side. We would mow those 5 down, give them a minute or so to get out of the med beds with all the cutty reds around, and line up the next 5. And then after they're out of the beds, we would just mow them down, and so on and so forth. We had it pretty efficient, and it was moving pretty well. I might bring that video up here in a day or two. We'll see. But as you can see, we're all lined up to face our doom. Again, I do recommend that you line up in 5s. The reason why is because if you get a few more than 5, people are going to start spawning in the same cutty reds, in the same beds. And the two things could happen. You could get stuck and somebody's going to have to punch you, or you're going to have to commit suicide just to be able to get out of the bed, or you'll get a black screen. Now, not all black screens are awful. If you just sit and wait a few moments, may respawn you. But if you've waited like a minute, 2 minutes, and you haven't respawned, chances are your game is bugged. that can definitely happen when too many people are in the queue, I guess you could say, to spawn on a Cuddy Red when they die. So keep that in mind. That's why I would say the best practice is to line 5 people up, shoot them down, let them respawn in the med beds. Once they're all out of the beds, shoot the next 5, and so on and so forth. Once you go through your whole group of people that are in this little, I guess you want to say, conga line, you would be getting out of the pilot seat and becoming one of the people getting shot, and somebody else would get in the pilot seat. Now, the easiest way we found to do this is just go straight down our Discord role. So, you start with the A's, B's, C's, D's, etc. until you're through with everybody. And there were some server issues that we had to go up against all night that we were trying to do this. So not everybody got a good opportunity to go. My org will be doing this again somewhere down the line before the end of October, so that everybody gets a chance to get as many kills as possible. Again, I know there's going to be people that hate on this. I understand both sides of it. If it were a particularly skilled challenge, I think CIG would say this wouldn't count, but they didn't, and they actually opened it up. They've opened it up a couple of times. Before it was just the glaive. Then it was just the glaive or the gladius. But you couldn't use a variant of the gladius. Like, you couldn't use both to get the 50 kills. You would have to use one ship to get the 50 kills. But in the end, they've opened it up to where you could use any combination of glaive, gladius, gladius valiant, pirate gladius to get those 50 kills, which I think is the right thing to do. 50 kills is a lot, especially if you're actually trying to do it dogfighting, which is even harder, and you're doing it in a PU. That definitely can become very difficult to do. So yeah, I mean, I understand why people are doing it this way, like we did it, and I understand how other people will actually hate on that. But CIG didn't say you couldn't do this. They actually confirmed that this was a possible way to do it. So don't hate the people that are doing it this way. Just if you are skilled enough to get it the other way, then congratulations. You are a very good pilot with a lot of fortune in your favor, as you can even find 50 unique pilots to take on and kill. The other problem that you have to face, if you're doing people you don't know, that shooting people you don't know and not somebody that's in your party, is the crime stat. Right now in 3.11 they have the forgive option. So if you are in the same party with somebody else and you shoot them and kill them, you don't automatically get a crime stat. It actually defaults to forgiving you for what you've done. Now, the player who gets shot has an opportunity to not forgive you and give you that crime stat. That did happen to a couple of our players. So keep that in mind. If you're in party, the default is to forgive you. Okay? If you don't want to forgive somebody, then you're going to have to click a button. It's got the left bracket, right bracket, like it is accepting and rejecting different missions and beacons and stuff that come up. Now, if you're shooting somebody that's not in your party, the default is to report them or to give them a crime stat. Whereas if you want to forgive that person, you need to use that bracket to forgive them. Otherwise, you can just let it ride and they can get a crime stat for shooting you, depending on where you're at and if they are the ones that are instigating or if you are. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind if you're attempting to do this, either the conga line route or the dogfighting route. That, crime stats can definitely play a role in it, and who you shoot can as well. Now, I know there are some other orgs that are actually doing a version of this where they're actually dogfighting. That's definitely viable as well. We just found that it was easier to do it conga line style. And, I know there's a couple people in my org that have already hit well over 50. Some are over 100. My org itself, we were able to get over 30 people on last night to do the Conga Line of Death. But, obviously, you're only going to get, I would say that probably on average, people maybe got 25 unique kills. For whatever reason, people were in and out of the game, whether it's bugs or whatever. Most people only got about 25 kills, so they still have another 25 to go. How are they going to get those kills? Well, that's going to be up to them largely, because we just aren't going to be able to get 50 unique guys on at one time, or 25 extra unique guys, most likely. Now, if you want to join the org and help in that, you definitely can. We would definitely take you in, and you could definitely be one of the unique guys and get some of your own unique kills. So definitely check out the description of this video if you want to join the org. Now, we have a presence on Discord, which you can definitely check out in the description as well. And we got some really big org changes coming up soon that I would love to announce, but we're just not quite ready to announce it yet, so keep your ears and eyes peeled for that. It's kind of exciting, so we'll see how all that turns out. If you guys want to support this channel, I certainly do appreciate it. I have a YouTube membership, which is as low as $1 to get into, $1 a month. I definitely appreciate you guys who do that, and a Patreon. You guys have definitely saved my bacon over the last couple of months, and I certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much. You can also contribute by watching the ads all the way through and clicking on them, and that's greatly appreciated as well. Once again, I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.